All right, welcome class. We've been dealing with the topic called transformations, where we take a geometric figure and we move it basically on the coordinate plane. We've dealt with translations, which we call a shift, where you're going left, right, up, down. Yesterday we dealt with, or the previous class, with a reflection, where something can just flip this way or that way. Today we're going to deal with rotations. Now, here I've got my Bible. I want to use this as an example of a rotation. Now, from your point of view, if I rotate this thing clockwise, I'm going to go that way, okay? Or if I want to go counterclockwise, I'm going to go that way. Now, think in terms of a circle. All the way around is 360 degrees, okay? So if I want to rotate this thing 180 degrees, that would be upside down, right? And so I could go 180 degrees clockwise, or I could go 180 degrees counterclockwise, and I still wind up at the same spot, don't I? All right, but what if I want to go 90 degrees clockwise? All right, that's going to be halfway there, okay? Or 90 degrees counterclockwise, that'll be this way. Now, what if I said I want to go 270 degrees clockwise? All right, well, think 270 would be 180 plus another 90, right? So 270, that would be 90, 180, 270. And then one more turn, you'd be back to 360. But if I said, let's go 270 counterclockwise, that would be here, here, and land here. Which, interestingly enough, 270 degrees counterclockwise is the same as what going clockwise? 90 degrees. All right, well, if you can follow that, we're pretty much good. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do on your notes is, like, if you're to do something clockwise, I literally want you to turn your paper clockwise. I can't do that with this board, and so I'll do my best to show you what I mean. All right, I want to take this triangle, RST, whatever, and I want to rotate it clockwise around that origin, that center point. So now I want to show you what it looks like before we actually do it, okay? That's what it's going to look like when we take that thing and we rotate it around. Now, how did we get there, though? That's where I want to come back to, and where it's hard for me to draw it on the board. But, okay, if I want to take this thing clockwise, I want to take that piece of paper and turn it this way. So I need to look at this as if it got turned that way. And I'm looking at point S as it gets turned. And so once I turn it, I can see that point S is at 1, 3. Once I turn it, okay? Now turn it back and go over to 1, 3. And that will be S prime. Now, let me make sure I've done this thing right. Yeah, okay, there we go. All right, now let's do the same with R. If I take my paper and turn it 90 degrees clockwise, where is R found now? Go ahead and figure out what order of pair it is, turn it back, and then do it. Okay, so I've got to pretend now that I've turned the paper 90 degrees, and I see that R now is at negative 1, 2, 3, and then up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative 3, 5, I turn the paper back, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so there's R prime at negative 3, 5. And let's do it with T. Okay, turn it this way. Let's look at T. T is now at negative 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 4, positive 2. So negative 1, 2, 3, 4, positive 2. Okie dokie. So let's check the key. Boom. Oh, I forgot to draw the lines. Well, the lines are good. All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, this is the hardest one for me to do because I got to turn my head all the way around. But what I'd like y'all to do with your paper is just literally turn your paper upside down, see where the new points are, turn them back, and then go ahead and graph it. Now, would you agree, or I hope you'd agree, that it doesn't matter whether we go clockwise or counterclockwise, it's still going to be 180 degrees, is going to be right upside down. So I need to look at this thing. All right, if I turn that upside down, Z is going to be at positive 2, negative 1. All right, so I turn my paper positive 2, negative 1. All right, there's Z prime. All right, if I look at it upside down, W is now at 1, 2, 3, positive 3, negative 2. 1, 2, 3, positive 3, negative 2. There's W prime. X is at positive 1, 2, 3, negative 3. So that's X prime. And then Y would be negative 1, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1, negative 4. All right, so if I did that right, boom. It's always nice to get something right, isn't it? I get some things right sometimes. All right, so I hope you had success at that. Let's do some more. All right, here we've got triangle JKL, and we're going to go counterclockwise this way. So, you know, for y'all, turn your paper that way, and it'll be a lot easier. I can't do that. I have to pretend. All right, if I turn that thing counterclockwise, then I'm noticing that L for me is at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I turn my paper back. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's L prime. All right, go this way again. All right, now J is at negative 2, 0. Turn it back, negative 2, 0. K is now at negative 1, 2, 3, and then up 1, 2, 3, 4. So what did I say? Negative 3, positive 4. And that's K prime. So let's draw the lines, and I'm going to let this thing do it. All right, let's again think of what we've done. We've taken a pre-image and we've transformed it through a rotation 90 degrees counterclockwise to right here. So here's the pre-image, here's the image, and it is an isometry because even though it's in a different location, it's the same size, same shape. They're congruent, in other words. All right, let's keep going here. All right, number 4, we're going to rotate this around the origin. I'm laughing because this hurts my head to do it. All right, let's see here. If I turn it, oh, I can never figure this thing out. All right, if I turn this thing all the way up, all right, so that's at 1, 1, 1, 1. All right, so there's E prime. And F prime would be over it. 1, negative 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, negative 1, 2. H is now at negative 1, 1, 2, 3. Negative 1, 1, 2. There's H prime. G is at negative 1, 2, 3, negative 3, negative 2. Come back here, negative 3, negative 2. All right, let's see how we did. Hope y'all are doing well. Bingo! I love it. All right, let's do another one. Okay. Now, in this case, we're going to write a rule. Now, I will be honest with you, these rotations could get really nasty. Instead of doing 90 degrees, we could rotate it 43 degrees. But that's a whole different other kind of thing. In Math 2, we're just going to do simple 90, 180, possibly 270, which is 90 degrees going the other way. So your choices, you don't have too many choices here. So you got to ask yourself, all right, here's the pre-image. How do I know that? Because those have the little prime symbols. How did this go from here over to here? Well, I think that motion is clockwise, is it? Yeah, that's, that's clockwise. So it went clockwise how many degrees? Did it go this and then that? Nope, it went clockwise 90 degrees. So you can do CW 90 degrees if you wish. And probably you should write the word rotate. Rotate clockwise 90 degrees. All righty. Well, how did I go from this four-sided figure to this one? Boom. Well, that one is 180 degrees, is it not? And I'm trying to think. Let me just double check. All right. This would be -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So that's 180 degrees. That one, in my head at least, it worked better to go this way, but we could have gone that way as well. So this, we would call this a rotation 180 degrees, and that's all you got to say. All right, let's go to that one. Okay, after a while you'll get used to these. I think most of you can see, or I hope you can, that, like for instance, that H is there, now it's down here. The G is there, now it's down there. So we turn that thing completely upside down. So I'm not going to bother to write it. This too is a 180 degree rotation. And again, it doesn't matter whether you go this way or whether you go that way. It's still going to be at the same spot. Okay, so how did we go from pre-image to image? Okay, well, it sort of looks like it's upside down, but I think we can probably see that if I went that way, 90 degrees counterclockwise, I'd land right here. So this is a 90 degrees counterclockwise, CCW.